Hi, this is Catherine.
And this is Pierre.
From BDSMCircle.com.
And you're listening to
Frank Talks, Pleasures and Lifestyles.
You're listening to Frank Talks Pleasures and Lifestyles, and I'm Frank because I have to be. On today's show, we're talking with two members of the BDSM Circle, Pierre and Catherine. They were also featured on the television program Kink, and they've come into studio to share a little bit about their lives with us. Welcome to studio, Pierre and Catherine.
Hey, thank you.
Thanks.
Let's start with Pierre. Let's talk about where you were born and the areas of your upbringing that led you to the BDSM lifestyle.
Well, I wish it was that easy to answer, but let's start by the beginning. Obviously, I'm French. I was born in Montreal, raised, and I did all my schooling in Montreal. I went into Cégep and technical field. I'm actually a genuine electronic technician. As for my interest in BDSM, like many of people that are in BDSM, I started very, very young to be interested about these things. Obviously, like 20-something years ago, I just don't want to mention how old I am because the internet didn't exist at the time. So to get information about what BDSM was or is was very, very, really, really hard. Actually, BDSM didn't exist under that term at the time. You know, they were talking about domination and submission. And each time I would get, I was able to find a piece of information about something that would concern that. I was fascinated by this. And like many people that were interested in this, it took me many years before I felt comfortable and basically came out of the closet as a BDSM player.
All right, Catherine, how about you? What can you tell us about, what do you feel comfortable telling us about your history and how you found BDSM?
Well, I was born in Southern Ontario, and I don't think it's something that started suddenly. It's just basically it's the way I'm hardwired. It's my sexuality. Some people consider themselves to be straight or bi or poly or whatever, but I consider myself to be primarily BDSM as my sexuality, and I think that's my earliest fantasies, and what actually stirred me was always BDSM related, and soft, gentle ideas of sex. Well, although they're nice and they're flattering, and it's and that didn't really stir or get me excited. So it's just something that's always been there.
Now, you two are an actual couple. You're together in all areas of your life. Is that correct?
We live together. We've been living together for 5 years now. And
how did the two of you meet? And was it related to your interest in BDSM?
Well, I was single and looking for a partner, and I definitely wanted someone who was also interested in BDSM, and so I went looking for someone who was sexually compatible. The same way as what you call a non-BDSM person, a vanilla person, looks for someone who's heterosexual or has the same life goals. That was all part of it, and I also wanted someone who had compatible goals, and certainly someone who had compatible sexuality.
Were you also very conscious in your search, Pierre?
Yes. Actually, I did my search on specialized websites where you could meet people that are like you, and I can say that me and Catherine were one of those successful stories, where we met through the internet, and from there, things just evolved, and we've been together for, like I said, 5 years.
So even before you actually met face to face, you had an inkling that you were both interested in BDSM.
Well, we met in that type of forum, certainly. We were looking for potential mates who had that sexuality. Absolutely.
Before I met Catherine, I was active, but maybe not as much as today. I was doing my research. I was getting out there more and more. I had a couple of partner, sometimes, different type of play, some cyber stuff. I tried this. I mean, like many people, I tried some what we call real play with other people, but I wanted a relationship. I just didn't want just like an adventure or somebody I would play with, like once every 2 months or something like this. I wanted a relationship with someone, and this is how I met Catherine.